Hello beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Miss Linda, a special needs educator, a child neuropsychologist, and a speech and language pathology. So today we are doing a video on pre-handwriting skills. So what is pre-handwriting skills? These are the skills, they are fundamental skills, or they are skills that they are foundation to a child. Before a child learns or develops how to write, before a child learns how to draw, before a child learns how to write and learns how to copy, there are skills that we need, that a child needs to achieve for now the child to proceed to writing. And these are the skills we are calling pre-handwriting skills. So on this video, I'm going to show you several activities that you can do to develop your child pre-handwriting skills. So come with me, watch and see what you can do. I have a variety of the product or items that I'm gonna use, but you don't have to use all what I have. Whatever you are able to afford, you just choose. But I all use all of this product so that you can choose what works for you or what you are able to afford. So how can we develop our child's writing, pre-handwriting skills? How can we develop our child's ability to copy, ability to draw? How do we nurture that before these children start writing? How can we develop it? And this is what I'm gonna do. This with me is rice. So I'll pour rice on a tray. Then when I pour rice on the tray, I will spread the rice on the tray. You see how I'm doing it? You spread the rice on the tray. So you are 7-year-old child, you are 3-year-old child, you are 4-year-old child, you are 2.5-year-old child. After now you spread it on the tray, you can hold their finger and help them to write. Maybe you want them to start drawing a cat. You can now hold their finger and help them draw a cat on that. Maybe you want your child to write numbers, to write numbers. Before you hand over to them a pen or a pencil, you can do this activity. Maybe you want them to write number 1, you can want them to write number 2, or you want them to write number 10, or you want them to write A, you want them to write maybe sound V. So whatever you want them to write, you can practice it on your tray, with the rice over and over and over. And this rice you can use it many times as possible. So when you are done for today, you can take 30 minutes, 15 minutes, you practice writing on the rice. You can even pour some food colors on the rice to make the activity more interesting. Because for children, not only special needs children, even the typical children, you can start doing that activity with them. You don't have to have just a white rice. You can put some colors on it. You can food colors on it, and then you can write on that rice with those children. So the next activity, I hope you have understood the rice activity, how you write with them, and make it fun. Yes, make it fun. Because sometimes, especially children who have special needs, and they are struggling with writing, if you're doing activities with them, and you don't come to their level of making things fun, at some point they will be like, by the way, I also don't like writing. Because some special needs children, sometimes the motivation is what you do around them. You motivate them by cheering them on. Sometimes these children feel like when they're learning how to write, they're doing it for you as a parent, and it is for them. So using the rice, writing on the rice, it's one activity, a pre-handwriting skill you can use to help your child develop to write. So we go to the next activity. So the next activity is using flour. And you don't have to you can use any flour. the unga one, the ugali one, the porridge one, the chapati one. You can use any unga that you have in your house. And you just pour it on your tray. You pour it on your tray. Just a small amount of it. You don't have to use so much of it. Just small amount of it. You pour it on your tray. Then you spread it again, just the way we have done with rice. Then you spread it on your tray again. Note that you are building or you are trying to develop your child's skill of writing. Don't want to join the dot. So this is activity you can do with your 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 8-year-old, 5-year-old. So here we have, you write. You can now maybe, let's say again you want to write, maybe to start to teach them how to write their name. And when teaching these children how to write their names or to understand the first letter or the first sound of their name, you can start with that on writing it here. So maybe they are called Linda. So you can start writing their name. You can draw an L and then tell them to copy with you. You can start by holding their hand. The second time you don't have to hold their hand. You can now tell them to do it. Note that this activity we do them over and over. Maybe you want them to know how to write, to know the first letter of the word mom. You can start writing M for them. And note, you can start with simpler numbers and simpler sounds, simpler activities, simpler writings, so that you don't have to start from the complex one. Like M is very complex, like for mom. But you see something like L is not an hand one. It's letter L. It's quite simpler for them. Maybe number 1, it's quite simpler for them. Before you don't start with number 8, that can be quite hard on them, or number 3. You can start with the simpler numbers like 1, number 9, the simpler as you proceed to the tough ones, So that's the way you can use them to write, to help your child develop the skill of writing, the skill of coloring, the skill of drawing and copying. This is how you do it. You just pour the unga and then write on it. Any letter, and you can do it over and over and over and over. Make all the activities that you do with the children below 10 years very interesting. Please don't be boring, because when you be boring, they also wouldn't write. Because I know when children doesn't want to write, and again you don't make writing look interesting, it will be a struggle for you. So don't make it struggle, make it more interesting. The more interesting it is, the more easier it is for you as her parent. So for the parents now, we are here on the learn activity, and with me, this is soil with water. This one, the water boiling here. I'll pour it on my basin because I don't want to make the place dirty. But if you're at home, you don't have to use the basin. You can pour it on the floor. Outside your home, outside your house, you can pour it on the floor. So this is it. It has water and sand. So I'll pour my swirl here on the basin. Here it's my swirl. It's mud actually. It's no longer swirl because it has water. So this is, let's say this is mud. Now this is how you're gonna do it. I don't know if you're gonna see, but this is what we are doing. We have the mud here. Hold your child's finger. Because if you don't hold them, they will find other activities to do. They'll start, doing things that, they won't focus on what you want them to do. So if you want them to focus, this is what you need to do. You need to make sure you hold their fingers and make them write the simpler letters as I have said. So if maybe you want them to write the boom, maybe you want to write them to write sound sound. Maybe you want them to write sound you keep on, you just erase and let them write. Maybe they are called Simon, you want them to you help them to write their first letter by writing on the sand. You can do this over parent and over parent and over parent and over parent. So you are at home, you are having a child who is writing is a mess. It's like they have not developed the skill of writing. So this video, we are having pre-handwriting skills. And we have all these products. So if you don't have rice that you can put on the tray, you don't have flour that you can put on the tray, or you don't have a basin that you can put the soil. You just need to get this, and you don't have to buy this, and you can get it anywhere. I've just collected mine outside this building. So you can get yours outside, then put some water in it, then you can pour on the floor, then start writing there on the floor. Write over and over and over. When you do that, you're developing the interest of the child to write. Before you hand pen to them, before you hand over the pencil to them, before you hand over the crayon to them, you can now just start with the swirl, all the flour, all the rice. I've given you varieties. It is you now as a parent, as a viewer, to choose the pre-handwriting activity that you need to pick for your child before you introduce them to colors, before you introduce them to pencil and the pen. So this is what I had for you today. You still do more videos on writing, because I know there's a parent who somewhere who is telling me, Miss Linda, my child can now color well. But you see, there is problem with writing. They can't write on the line, or they can't do this. I'll do more videos on pre-handwriting skills. Before we return back to school, our children should be at least knowing how to color better, join the dots better, write better, draw better, copy better. Thank you so much for being with me, for watching. Make sure you share this video with everybody you know. Share it with all your friends, with all your enemies, with all your relatives, and let parents and friends learn how to help their children to know how to write better. Thank you so much. See you on the next video. Bye bye.